Malta might be smaller than your hometown, but it holds an extraordinary wealth of culture and beauty. From medieval fortresses to colorful fishing villages and dramatic cliffs diving into turquoise seas, this island is anything but ordinary. With over 300 days of sunshine each year, Malta offers more than just a holiday escape. It's a place where warm weather, crystal-clear waters, and stunning coastlines create the perfect Mediterranean paradise. Malta is often described as an open-air museum. With 7,000 years of history, it combines prehistoric temples, grand Baroque palaces, and some of Europe's most breathtaking natural wonders, all in one small nation. In this video, I'll take you across Malta's dramatic coastlines, ancient cities, and hidden gems. Together, we'll explore the rich history, vibrant culture, and unforgettable landscapes that make this island a true Mediterranean treasure. This small island holds an incredible amount of history packed into a tiny space. Few places in the world can compare to Malta's Grand Harbor, a port that has been both a gateway and a battlefield for centuries. It is here that Malta earned its reputation as the Fortress Island. At the center stands Valletta, a city unlike most European capitals. While others grew slowly over time, Valletta was carefully designed before construction even began, a remarkable achievement in the 16th century. Built from the ground up in just 15 years, it became one of Europe's earliest examples of a fully planned city. Valletta was born from war. After the brutal Great Siege of 1565, where just 8,000 knights and Maltese fighters stood against 40,000 Ottoman invaders, the city rose as a symbol of resilience. Against all odds, Malta's defenders achieved one of history's most legendary victories. The victory transformed Malta forever. Valletta's grid-like streets, massive fortified walls, and defensive bastions were designed not just for beauty, but for survival, turning the island into one of the Mediterranean's strongest fortresses. Valletta wasn't just built for war. Its very streets carried hidden brilliance. The city's layout was designed to channel Mediterranean breezes, naturally cooling the limestone walls, a small but clever detail that still works perfectly today. Though Valletta is the smallest capital city in the European Union, it once stood as a contender to host the United Nations headquarters, before New York was chosen, a reminder of Malta's strategic importance on the world stage. But the true heart of the Grand Harbor lies beyond Valletta in the three cities: Vittoriosa, Senglea, and Cospicua. These towns were Malta's original naval strongholds, where the Knights of St. John first took refuge. Vittoriosa, also called Birgu, served as the Knights' first capital. Its ancient waterfront is lined with some of Malta's oldest surviving buildings, structures that existed even before the Knights arrived. During the Great Siege of 1565, the Ottomans directed their heaviest attacks here. The three cities bore the brunt of the fighting, enduring destruction and bloodshed that tested Malta's resilience. Centuries later, history repeated itself. In World War II, Malta became the most heavily bombed place on Earth. Over 6,700 bombs fell in just 2 months, flattening entire districts. Cospicua was so devastated it had to be almost completely rebuilt from the ground up. Malta endured unimaginable hardships during World War II, earning the George Cross for bravery, an honor that still appears proudly on the national flag today. Perched on the edge of Senglea, the Garjola Watchtower stands as a silent guardian of the harbor. Its carvings of an eye and an ear symbolize Malta's eternal vigilance against invaders. In Vittoriosa, Fort St. Angelo holds legends of the Great Siege, where whispers tell of a spectral knight still patrolling the walls under the moonlight. Beyond the three cities, Malta's coastlines are dotted with fortresses turned film sets. Fort Ricasoli, Europe's largest bastion fort, has been a backdrop for Gladiator, Troy, and Game of Thrones. Meanwhile, Fort Manoel's star-shaped walls echo the legacy of the Knights. Marsaxlokk may seem like a quiet fishing village, but its waters carry centuries of trade and tradition. The colorful Luzu boats, painted in bright reds, blues, and yellows, still bear the ancient Eye of Osiris, believed to protect fishermen at sea. Every Sunday, Marsaxlokk bursts into life with Malta's most famous fish market. The smell of fresh seafood fills the air as locals bargain over the morning's catch, keeping Malta's fishing heritage alive for generations. Just beyond Marsac's Lock lies the Blue Grotto, a series of sea caves where sunlight transforms the water into a dazzling shade of blue. Once a pirate refuge, today it attracts divers and adventurers from around the world. Even more secluded is the Coral Lagoon, tucked into limestone cliffs. Accessible only by kayak or a steep climb, it rewards adventurers with crystal-clear waters and fossilized sea creatures etched into the rocks. Further along the coast, St. Paul's Island stands as a testament to Malta's most enduring legend, the place where Apostle Paul was shipwrecked, bringing Christianity to the island. It was here in 60 AD that St. Paul was shipwrecked, bringing Christianity to Malta. Today, a statue of the saint overlooks the island, a quiet yet powerful reminder of the moment that forever changed Malta's history. Perched high on a hilltop, Mdina stands as a guardian of Malta's past. Stepping through its stone archways feels like entering another era, a place where time itself seems to stand still. For over 2,000 years, this ancient walled city served as Malta's capital. Its fortifications date back to the Phoenicians around 700 BC, making it one of the oldest continually inhabited cities in Europe. Over time, Mdina was shaped by every major civilization that touched Malta. The Romans expanded it, the Arabs reshaped it, and the Normans gave it a new face. Today, you can still see this layered history in its unique blend of architecture. Mdina's narrow lanes twist and turn, revealing carved balconies, sunlit courtyards, and quiet alleys that haven't changed for centuries. Known as the Silent City, it has only a few hundred residents and no cars for the general public, creating an atmosphere of stillness and timeless charm. There's a reason Mdina was chosen as a filming location for King's Landing and Game of Thrones. Yet even without Hollywood's spotlight, Mdina remains unforgettable, a living museum of history and silence. Standing on the spot where St. Paul is believed to have met Malta's Roman governor after his shipwreck, St. Paul's Cathedral is one of the island's most important religious landmarks. Its architecture and spiritual significance make it a must-see for anyone exploring Mdina. Just around the corner, Palazzo Falson offers a rare look into the lives of Malta's nobility. Its preserved rooms and eclectic collections tell stories of wealth, art, and culture that shaped the island's elite society. Not far from Mdina lies the Mosta Rotunda, famous for its massive dome inspired by Rome's Pantheon. Built entirely by Maltese craftsmen without steel reinforcement, it took 27 years to complete, standing as one of Europe's largest unsupported domes. During World War II in 1942, a 500-kilo bomb crashed through the dome while 300 people were attending Mass. Miraculously, it never exploded. This event became known as the Miracle of Mosta, and a replica of the bomb is still displayed today. Centuries ago, Malta was covered in forests. But farming, shipbuilding, and military needs turned trees into timber and land into stone. With a dry climate and thin soil, much of the greenery never returned, leaving behind a rugged, windswept frontier shaped entirely by nature. On Malta's western coastline, towering limestone cliffs rise defiantly from the Mediterranean. Unlike the calm bays of the east, this side of the island is wild and untamed, a constant battle between land and sea, where waves have carved dramatic shapes for millennia. Above all stands the Dingley Cliffs, soaring 253 meters above sea level, the highest point in Malta. From here, the view is breathtaking. On a clear day, you can even see Sicily 90 kilometers away, a hazy silhouette on the horizon. For centuries, the Dingley Cliffs have stood as Malta's natural fortress. Their sheer walls are too steep for invaders to climb and too rugged to be tamed. From Phoenician traders sailing past their base to hidden wartime defenses built into the rocks, these cliffs have silently witnessed the island's long history. Further along this wild coast lies Caraba Bay, one of Malta's most remote and untouched beaches. Getting here requires either a rugged hike or a boat ride, but the effort is rewarded with raw beauty. Surrounded by clay hills and steep wild terrain, the bay feels like a hidden world. Locals believe the natural clay here has skincare benefits, and it's common to see visitors covering themselves in a natural mud mask before rinsing in the sea. Once a smuggler's hideout, Caraba is now a peaceful escape far from the tourist trail. On Malta's northern coast, Melieha is known for its wide sandy beaches, historic sites, and breathtaking sea views. Beyond its laid-back charm, this area hides some of the island's most fascinating landmarks, making it a blend of relaxation and discovery. Perched on Marfa Ridge stands the iconic Red Tower, officially known as St. Agatha's Tower. Built in 1649 by the Knights of St. John, it was part of a vast coastal defense system. Its bold red color and commanding position made it both a lookout and a symbol of Malta's resilience against invaders. Its striking red color made the tower highly visible from the sea, but it was more than just a landmark. Built with thick limestone walls, equipped with cannons, and designed to house 50 soldiers, the Red Tower was prepared for battle. From here, signals could be sent to Gozo and Comino in case of attack. During World War II, the tower was repurposed as a British outpost. By the 1990s, it was carefully restored, and today it stands not only as a historic monument, but also as a viewpoint offering sweeping vistas over Malta's northern coast. The Red Tower was just one link in Malta's island-wide network of watchtowers. Each tower was placed within line of sight of the next, creating a coastal communication chain. Using smoke by day and fire by night, the Knights of St. John could send alerts across the islands within minutes, an advanced early warning system for its time. Nestled beneath the cliffs in the curve of Anchor Bay lies one of Malta's most unexpected attractions, Popeye Village. Built in 1979 for the musical Popeye starring Robin Williams, the entire wooden set was shipped piece by piece from Holland and Canada. Designed to look perfectly weathered and lived in, the village created a unique backdrop for the film. Instead of being torn down after filming, Popeye Village found a second life as one of Malta's quirkiest theme parks. Visitors can stroll through the original wooden houses, enjoy lively performances, and even take a boat ride across the turquoise waters of Anchor Bay. Malta isn't just one island. It's an archipelago of 3, Malta, Gozo, and Comino. These islands were once part of a limestone ridge connecting mainland Europe to North Africa. Over time, rising seas and shifting land carved them into the sun-soaked, rugged landscapes we see today. Floating between Malta and Gozo, the tiny island of Comino feels like another world. At just 3.5 square kilometers, it's the smallest of the 3 main islands. With no cars, no roads, and barely any development, Comino is as close to off-grid living as you can get. In fact, in recent years it has had only one permanent resident. Despite its calmness today, Comino hasn't always been so quiet. During the era of the Knights of St. John, it served as a private hunting ground for wild boar and rabbits. In the 19th century, it became a quarantine station for travelers suspected of carrying disease. Its most prominent landmark, St. Mary's Tower, was built in the 1600s to guard against pirate attacks, a powerful reminder of Malta's centuries-long fight for survival. Today, Comino is best known for its Blue Lagoon, a spot so surreal it feels like a dream. The water is crystal clear and turquoise, so pure that boats seem to float in mid-air. Even at 10 meters deep, you can still see the seabed. As a protected marine area, motorboats are restricted, giving swimmers and snorkelers the chance to enjoy the calm waters without interruption. Beyond Comino's shores, the island of Gozo rises on the horizon. Larger, greener, and wrapped in legend, Gozo feels like a world of its own. Just a short ferry ride from Malta, it's often seen as the quieter, more traditional sibling, where rolling hills replace busy streets and age-old customs still shape daily life. Gozo is home to the Ġgantija Temples, a 5,500-year-old mystery that predates both Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids by more than 1,000 years. According to legend, giants built them, an idea inspired by the sheer size of the limestone blocks, some weighing over 50 tons. How these massive stones were moved without wheels or metal tools remains a puzzle. Archaeologists believe Ġgantija was more than a temple, possibly a place for fertility rituals, as figurines of mother goddesses were found inside. The builders also showed deep knowledge of the cosmos, aligning the temples with the sun and moon. Gozo's history isn't just carved in stone, it lives on through its traditions. One of the oldest still in practice is sea salt harvesting at the Exwejni salt pans. Carved directly into the limestone coastline, these shallow pools have been used for over 350 years to naturally extract salt from seawater under the Mediterranean sun. During the summer months, local families still gather sea salt by hand, just as their ancestors did for centuries. Walking along the coast, you can even buy small bags of artisanal sea salt, each grain carrying a piece of Gozo's heritage. Some pools even contain fossilized shells and marine life, reminders that this land was once submerged beneath an ancient sea millions of years ago. With no rivers, lakes, or permanent freshwater sources, Malta has always relied on the sea to survive. Today, most drinking water comes from desalination, but historically salt was the island's true mineral treasure. It was used for trade, preservation, and, of course, cooking. Sea salt also flavors one of Malta's most beloved foods, phtyra, a traditional sourdough flatbread. So deeply rooted in local life, it has been recognized by UNESCO as intangible cultural heritage. Its distinct taste owes much to the sea salt, some of it still sourced from the same coastal salt pans. One bakery has even been making phtyra the same way for over 180 years, proving how even the simplest ingredients carry centuries of tradition. Beyond its ancient traditions, Gozo is also home to one of Malta's most sacred pilgrimage sites, Pinu Basilica. Nestled in a remote part of the island, surrounded by rolling countryside, it is one of the most peaceful and spiritual places in Malta. The story began in 1883 when a local woman, Carmni Grima, claimed to hear the Virgin Mary's voice calling her to pray in a small chapel. Soon after, stories of miraculous healings spread, and Pinu became a place of deep devotion for pilgrims across the islands. Built in the early 20th century, the basilica is an architectural masterpiece. Its intricate limestone carvings glow golden under the Mediterranean sun, symbolizing faith, resilience, and the island's devotion. The silence here feels intentional, broken only by the soft rustle of the wind or the footsteps of pilgrims seeking comfort. From its steps, the island unfolds in every direction: farmlands, stone walls, and that unmistakable Gozitan calm. Even the surrounding hills seem to lean in quietly, creating a space for reflection. While Pinu may be the most iconic, Malta's faith runs deep. The country is home to 365 churches, one for every day of the year. Even the smallest villages carry this spiritual presence, weaving religion into daily life. At the center of Gozo lies Victoria, officially renamed after Queen Victoria, though locals still call it Rabat. It's a relaxed town with narrow streets, sunlit squares, and laid-back cafes. The highlight is the Citadel, perched above the town, a hilltop fortress with roots stretching back thousands of years. The Citadel's darkest chapter came in 1551, when Ottoman corsairs raided Gozo and enslaved nearly the entire population of around 5,000 people. Afterward, the Knights of St. John rebuilt and reinforced the fortress. Inside, you can still find the old prison, where graffiti carved by misbehaving knights remains etched into the stone walls. Gozo's western coast feels like a different world, rugged, remote, and shaped entirely by nature. Sheer limestone cliffs rise above the sea. Narrow inlets wind through the rocks, and the coastline shifts between stillness and striking drama. It's a place where every view hints at deep geological time. Far from the crowds, Vidil is one of Gozo's most hidden gems. This narrow fjord-like inlet feels like nature's secret passage. The journey takes you through a quiet valley of farmland and rolling hills before the landscape suddenly narrows into a secluded pebble beach, framed by towering cliffs. A steep staircase carved into the rock leads you down, where crystal-clear waters and sculpted formations await. If there's one place where Gozo shows its raw natural beauty, it's Caraba Bay. Shaped over millions of years, the bay is surrounded by towering cliffs and fossil-rich rock formations, silent reminders that this land was once an ancient seabed. Here, nature and history collide in extraordinary ways. Until 2017, Caraba was home to the Azure Window, a colossal limestone arch and one of Malta's most famous landmarks. It appeared in films like Game of Thrones and Clash of the Titans, attracting visitors from all over the world. Though it collapsed during a storm, the site still carries its legacy, drawing travelers to the spot where this natural wonder once stood. One of the most surreal sights here is the Inland Sea, a shallow lagoon separated from the Mediterranean by a narrow tunnel called Dwedra Cave. This 80-meter passage, carved by centuries of wave erosion, now serves as a gateway for small boats heading out to sea. On sunny days, the water glows in brilliant shades of blue, making it a favorite for both boat trips and divers. Near the inland sea lies the famous Blue Hole, an underwater sinkhole that's considered one of Malta's best dive sites. With its dramatic rock walls, hidden caves, and marine life, it offers divers a breathtaking experience beneath the waves. Watching over it all is the Dwedra Tower, built in the 17th century by the Knights of St. John. Once part of a chain of signal towers used to defend the island, it sent alerts with fire and smoke. Today, the tower is beautifully restored, offering panoramic views of the bay and open sea. Just offshore stands Fungus Rock, a massive limestone outcrop once believed to host a rare medicinal plant. The Knights of St. John guarded it so fiercely that no one was allowed to set foot on it. Instead, they harvested the plant using ropes and pulleys from a distance. Though the plant is gone, the rock still carries centuries of stories within its layers. Across this dramatic landscape, even the quietest corners echo with history. Some stories preserved, others still unfolding. Dwedra is more than a natural wonder. It's a reminder of Malta's eternal bond between land, sea, and legend. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Malta, a land of ancient fortresses, timeless cities, and breathtaking coastlines. We hope this documentary gave you a glimpse of the island's hidden gems and rich history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more epic travel documentaries. From the Mediterranean to the world, we'll keep uncovering the wonders that inspire adventure and discovery.